My name's Beth, and today I'm going to be doing my March wrap-up. Probably not an April TBR because I haven't decided on what I'm going to read in April, but I ended up reading a total of 4 books this month in March, and I'd like to share those with you now. So let's get started. The first 2 books I read were actually fiction. No, sorry. The first 2 books I read were non-fiction, and then the second 2 books were fiction. So the 2 books that were non-fiction that I read are both like memoirs, kind of, in a way. Yeah, so the first book I read was We Should Hang Out Sometime by Josh Sundquist. Josh is a YouTuber here on the YouTubes, and this is, I believe, his second book. His first book is Just Don't Fall, and I have read that one, and then I heard this one was coming out, and I immediately picked it up, and I got around to reading it, and it was so good. This book was just, it was so funny, and there's like a hint of sadness in it, because every story, there's 6 different stories in here, of how he always has girls who he almost gets into a relationship with, but then doesn't, and it's just hearing about that. And then the final chapter is how he actually got in a relationship with his now fiance. So I really loved reading this book. I've watched Josh on YouTube for probably 5 years now, and a lot of the stories in this book he's told snippets of on his channel throughout his videos, but it's so awesome to have it as a physical book. So the second book I read this month, kind of a similar situation, that was I Hate My Selfie by Shane Dawson. Again, I've been watching Shane Dawson on YouTube for like 7 years now. I think I stumbled across him in like 2009, so 6 or 7 years. And I don't know, there was just something so funny about him that I was hooked instantly, and I still watch him 6-7 years later. So again, knowing like he was putting out a book, I really wanted to support him, so I ended up buying this book. And again, it was so funny though. A couple of parts were pretty sad. There was one part in particular that just had me sobbing for the entire chapter. I ended up listening to this book as an audiobook, which is narrated by Shane Dawson himself. So I think that just added to the experience. It was so good. I did kind of like read along as the audiobook was going, but yeah, I highly recommend this. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars just because it was so good, and I just loved the whole experience. I also gave this book 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, so yeah, so I highly recommend both of those. And I mean, yeah. The next book I picked up, I've kind of been working on for a while now, but I finally finished it this month. I listened to it as an audiobook, which helped, I guess. Yeah, and that was The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I gave this book 3.5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It was good. I just kind of like couldn't get into the world. I mean, the story once I got into it was good, but it took me so long to actually start to get into it. And yeah, but I am still excited to get into the second book. I do own the second book, and so I will probably pick that up in a few months. I'm probably not going to pick it up immediately. These books are pretty dense and chunky, and it's just a lot to read. So yeah, but this is a young adult high fantasy novel, I believe. It could be, I know it's a fantasy novel, and our main character in this book is a dreamwalker, meaning that she can access the ether and get into other people's minds, basically. And except this, her being a dreamwalker is unheard of, kind of, and it's also like illegal. So yeah, this was good. I do recommend it. It's just me personally, I don't know, I couldn't get into it as quick as I'd like to. So for that reason, I gave it 3.5 out of 5. But I will be continuing on with the series sometime in the future. And the final book I read, again, I'm pretty sure I listened to most of this one as an audiobook. I've just been loving audiobooks recently. I can fly through them, but I kind of hit a slump at the end of this month. But the final book I picked up was The Treatment by Suzanne Young. This is the sequel to The Program, and I read The Program last August, I believe. So this book was just such a good conclusion to that duology. There is a prequel book coming the end of April, I want to say. So I figured I should read this one before the prequel comes out. I have pre-ordered the next book in this world. So I will probably be reading that one in April, if not in April, probably in May. But I absolutely loved this book. It was so good. It is different than The Program. However, it takes place kind of after The Program. I don't want to give too much away because of spoilers. But yes, I do highly recommend this one, and I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So yeah, I'm sorry about my voice. I have a cold right now, and it's like 10:30 at night. So but yeah, in the comments below, let me know what you read in March, or what was your favorite book of this month. I think my favorite favorites were the 2 nonfictions, which I just absolutely loved because they were both so funny and just so good. So yes, if you want to see what I'm reading and all that fun jazz, I will link my Goodreads page down below, so you can click on that. And until next time, which will probably be tomorrow or the next day, with my March book haul, I will see you very soon. Okay,